Alright, what's going on fellas? It's your boy Set, and today I'm going to be making a very essential video that a lot of people have been asking me to make. So I've been streaming on YouTube and Twitch for a little bit now, and I get this question asked to me every single time I stream. It's the most commonly asked question, and those questions are: how do I avoid getting rugged, and what filters should I use to trade meme coins? And although that's not a very easy question to answer, I'm still going to try and give it to you best today with all of my knowledge and advice I can possibly give you. And I'm just going to go off what I know and what I do to avoid getting rugged and try and help you guys get fucking rich. So the first question I get asked a lot is, if I'm new to trading, should I trade new pairs, final stretch, or migrated? And honestly, I think if you are new to trading Solana, the best possible option you have is final stretch. Now the reason final stretch is better than new pairs and migrated if you're new to trading is final stretch is normally a bit more slower, and all final stretch is kind of more solidified new pairs. So it's coins that haven't bonded yet but are still, you know, have fresh eyes on them. They're still looking to bond. They have the most volume in them. That's where coins go before they run. But with new pairs, millions of new pairs come out every second, and 99.9% of them go straight to zero. So if you're new to trading, it will be a lot more harder to figure out what's a good coin in the new pairs section than what's a good coin in final stretch. So if we're new to trading Solana meme coins and we've chosen final stretch as our place to trade, then how would we go about, you know, clicking on the right coin, buying into it at the right time, and making some money on it? So for the first thing that I do when I'm scanning in final stretch is I always look for community coins and I look for originality. So right here, this little emoji right here on the coin, the little community, this is always the coins that I trade. I normally stay away from tweets, and the reason I stay away from tweets is because they're usually very volatile. 99% of tweets either are just completely LARP, and everybody knows it's LARP, so they're just buying it up for a quick, you know, LARP pump and then nuking it. And the other reason tweets can be very bad if you're a low port trader is tweets get vamped a lot with, you know, better images, better tickers. Pretty much every coin that is a tweet is speculation, and you are almost 99% of the time gambling. So especially in this meta, you're going to see a lot of tweet coins like this. You're going to see people writing a thesis for a coin, dropping a banner for it and a community for it. And also a lot of the times you're going to see tweets like that where it says something along the lines of, how hasn't this been tokenized? This just happened, this just happened. It's all like speculation dog shit, so I'd just recommend staying away from that. And the reason I trade community coins is because community coins have crazy longevity. I've been in coins that have been strictly communities, and I've been in them at 10k, 8k, 7k, and I've seen them go all the way up to millions, like many times. My paper hands are absolutely insane, but also the community coins are super fucking easy to scalp. Everybody's like-minded, they all want to trade, you know, slow cooking community coins, so I'd just recommend trading these if you're new to it. Now the second question I get asked a lot is, how do I avoid getting bundle dumped on? How do I avoid getting rugged? How do I avoid fucking buying something and watching it one wick to zero? And honestly, it's very simple. It's not hard to recognize at all when you're about to get bundle dumped on. It's not hard to recognize when you're about to get rugged. Then I'm going to show you some very simple pointers that can save you a lot of money. So when you're new to Solana meme coin trading, you might click on a chart like this and see nothing wrong. You might only just see a chart only going up, so it might influence you to be like, damn, this is a good buy. But that is completely wrong. This coin is a complete rug, and I'm going to show you all the signs that point to the rug if you don't know how to tell by just the chart. So for the first huge indicator, what you want to do is come down to the holders, and this is very important. You want to look at the Solana balance on the holders. So over on the left here at the top, it says Sol balance, and this is the balance of all of the holders that they have. So this is how much Solana they have in their wallet. So as you can see, it's all very similar. The top holder is the dev here, 0.04, second holder 0.2, the third holder 0.2, fourth holder 0.2, fifth holder 0.2, and it just goes on like that for ages. It's all 0.1, 0.2 Sol in the balance. So just by looking at that, you know, it only takes 10 seconds. You can save yourself a lot of money and be able to tell that that's a rug. If all of the top holders have the exact same amount of Solana in their balance, then it's a rug, and just stay away from it. The second way to tell is actually by the funding time on all of the top holders wallets. So as you can see over here, it says funding, and right here it says 5 minutes, 3 hours, 1 day, 1 day. This is when the wallet was created. So if all of the top holders wallets were created very recently, so top 4 here right now are 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. This is all the same person and it was all created at the exact same time. So that's just a bundle. You can tell really easily. And if it keeps going on like that a lot, as you can see if I scroll down more, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, it's all just created very recently, all the bundle. Stay away from it. Huge red flag. Now another very easy way to tell if a coin is bundled is by checking the bubble map. So over here on the right side, you click on show bubble map and always click on the Insight X is the best one. All these are complete dog shit, so Insight X is, you know, the best bubble map. Now just by looking at this for a little second, you can just tell this is a rug. This is a very dog shit bundle and these guys aren't hiding at all. But if you look at it, all these colored bubbles are all attached to each other. All the green ones that are the same color, they're all attached coming from one funding wallet. So if you zoom in, you can see there's just one funding wallet and it's putting them out to multiple different wallets in the meme coin. And if you click on them, you know, you can just see like how much supply they hold. So 0.2%, 0.2%, all of these wallets. So it's just all one big bundle. And then here's another one. It's probably the same guy, just on a different server. So, you know, it's a 3% cluster and he just has a million wallets in it. Now, if it's hard for you to read bubble maps, I'll show you a clean bubble map so you can get the idea of what's a fucked one and what's a clean one. So this one is completely fucked. If you ever see anything like this, just stay away from it. But something like this bubble map right here is a, you know, this one's fairly clean. It can still completely go to zero, but for a bubble map perspective, you know, this one is clean. I wouldn't worry about this one at all. But let's say you click on a chart like this, you know, this chart looks okay. It doesn't look completely bundled, doesn't look like it's gonna wreck to zero, but let's try and find some, you know, indicators that this shit's gonna go to fucking zero. So the first indicator is the top 2 wallets. This guy is the same person. We can see his funding wallet Kraken 17 hours ago is top 2. So he has like 8 SOL in the coin, and that's honestly a very bad sign because this coin's at 20k. If he was to one clip 8 SOL, it would just nuke it. So if you ever see a crazy multi-wallet like that, stay away from it. And then if we scroll down again, we can see another multi-wallet, 20 days on the Kraken. Guy's about, you know, 3 SOL in the coin with 2 wallets. So that's also a very bad sign. And as you can see, just from what I was talking about before, from those multi-wallets that were holding, you know, number 3 and number 4, they obviously just started nuking it and sent this to 24k to 13k. Now it's at 12k. So all those top holder multi wallets, the chart might look clean, but all it takes is a couple of sells and they're going to nuke the entire chart. So just look out for that shit. Now another huge indicator that a coin is fully bundled, if everything checks out, if it looks clean, if the top holders are clean, the bubble maps are clean, all the wallets are old and not fresh, and you really have no idea if it's bundled or not, a very easy indicator is the DEX being paid at a low market cap. If the DEX ever gets paid at 20, 30k, even 15k, and the DEX is already paid, then stay away from the coin, because all that means is there's one person in that coin with so much of the supply in a couple of wallets that he can pay for the DEX and make people pump his bag, because paying for DEX is actually more expensive than how much supply they would have in the coin if they only had one wallet. If a coin is at 15k and somebody has like 3.8 or 3.9% of the supply, that's only like 3 Solana. And to pay DEX, it's like 3.5, maybe even like 4 Solana. So why would they destroy all of their profits to pump their one wallet bag? You know, it's just a huge indicator. So if the DEX is paid at 20k, just stay away from that shit. Somebody's in there with like 10 wallets and he's gonna completely nuke on your dome piece. Now another question I ask is, what are my filters? I actually do have my filters laid out perfectly in my Discord, but I'm still gonna show you in this video. For my new pairs, to get to the filters, you just want to click on this little button right here at the top right, and all I have on my protocols, and protocols just means launch pads, all I have is pump in heaven. Now this can really change depending on the meta, and if you want to stay up to date on how much volume each launch pad has and if you should keep it on or turn it off, is by this little button right here at the bottom. This is just Pump Lighthouse, and it shows you how much volume is in each launch pad. So in the last hour we have 23 million in volume in Pump, 18 mil in Meteora, and 1.1 million bonk. So just from this, I can turn off bonk, I can turn on Meteora and keep on pump fun. Now if you don't know what the Meteora launchpad is that's getting all of the volume, because it can be quite confusing, there is 3 of them, but it isn't any of the ones that actually say Meteora, it's just dynamic BC. But do be careful with this launchpad right here, because there is a feature that can pull the liquidity. It's kind of like Radium. So there is ways to launch on this launchpad that can pull the liquidity, give the coin, you know, an 80% tax. So if you buy with 1 SOL, you're gonna get taxed 80% of it. So just always do your research on these type of coins. They can be very risky, but you know, the volume is still crazy as fuck on them. But for my new pairs filters, in audit, my age is max 3 minutes. My dev holding max percentage is 10. And for the metrics, my minimum market cap is 7,000. You might be asking, why do I have these filters? Well, I have age max 3 minutes because I don't want to be seeing coins, you know, at 10k from 40 minutes ago on my new pairs. It's just nonsense clutter. I only want to be seeing the newest, freshest meme coin. For the dev holding max 10%, I only have this on to get rid of all the dev snipers and the scrapers that launch a fuck ton of meme coins every second that have like 12% dev, and it's just really annoying clutter. You just want to get rid of that dog shit. And for my market cap 7,000, I only have this at minimum 7,000 so I can get rid of all of the dog shit coins that get launched every second. Way too much information. Unless you're insta buying shit, then you can turn this off. But for me, I have this on because I only want to see the coins that are getting volume, that are freshly created seconds ago and are already getting volume. You know, I'm getting rid of all the dog shit that just gets spammed. So these are probably the best filters for new pairs in my opinion. For my final stretch filters, my age is max 15 minutes. My dev holding max 5. My snipers are max 20%. My insiders are also max 20%. My pro traders are minimum 10, and the market cap is minimum 8,000. Now with the age on final stretch, you can be very flexible. I have it on max 15 minutes because I have seen many coins that are slow cooked and been like 10 minutes old and still slow cooked all the way up to bonding. So I wouldn't cancel those out completely. Dev holding 5%, we're just getting rid of all the dog shit again. Same shit for new pairs. We don't want any dev holding coins in final stretch. For the snipers, max 20. Sometimes you'll see a coin come out and it will be in the final stretch and the snipers will be like fucking 50, and it's just nonsense clutter. Anything with over 20% snipers is just a complete dog shit. For my insiders, max 20%. Also, if you ever see a coin with 20%, even 20% insiders is crazy, but if you ever see a coin with 20 to 30% insiders, that shit is a rug. Stay away from it. It's gonna go to zero in your dome. And for pro traders, a lot of people don't even know what pro traders means. A lot of people think pro traders means like bots. It's not true. All pro traders means is somebody that is trading on Axiom, Bullx, or Photon. If you're trading on a Telegram bot like Trojan, or you're just trading through Bloom, you won't come across as a pro trader. You won't even have an emoji. But a pro trader is just this little emoji. So it's just people trading on actual platforms. That's all it means. It's not a bot. It's nothing like that. But you definitely want a lot of pro traders in your coins because it shows that, you know, people are trading on Axiom and they're trading on Bullx or Photon and they're in your coin. It's not just a fuck ton of random people on Telegram bots. Now for my migrated, I actually have every single launchpad on just because you never know. Sometimes there'll be a coin that just spawns in at fucking 10 mil because some random celebrity will launch it on some random launchpad. So it's always good to have all of these on, and you can be a lot more flexible. It doesn't really matter, but I still like to filter out all the dog shit rugs. So for the minimum holders, I have minimum 50, minimum pro traders 50, market cap minimum 20,000. That's all of my filters. I never change my filters. I very rarely change my filters. This is really the only type of filters you will ever need in Solana meme coin trading. It shows you the best coins coming out, keeps you updated with all the metas. You'll never be sidelined on anything. All the good coins that come out, you will see them on here, so don't worry about not being able to see shit. All the best coins that come out here, you're gonna see them. Now another way to tell if a coin is good or not is by checking if it's OG. And I know a lot of people have not been giving a fuck if shit is being OG anymore. OG really does not seem to matter that much anymore. People are just rerunning shit over and over. Every day it's the same coin. Every day it's just a coin that bonded last week or a coin that bonded yesterday, and they're gonna bond it again. I've seen multiple of the same coins bond 100 times. Like, it's crazy. Nobody cares about shit being OG anymore. But still, if you're trading a new pair or a community coin, if it's straight community coin, then I think it does matter if it's OG, only because if there is a community coin that is already ran and there's still people behind it buying the OG coin, then it's definitely going to matter. So for a coin like this, Brave coin, it's got a community behind it. I can see it has kind of okay art on it. You don't want to be buying into no, you know, half-assed dog shit. But a very easy way you can check if it's OG is don't copy the ticker, copy the actual name itself. And the first thing you can see is this guy literally fucking misspelt favors. If you want to really check if it's OG, if they ever misspell a word, it's normally not OG. They're just trying to, you know, slide it under the radar to make it look like it's never being done. But then also, if nothing comes up when you copy the name, then you can copy the ticker of the coin, search it up, and after scrolling down and you see none of the same art, it doesn't matter if some coin has the same name, all that matters is the art and the OG platform. If nothing comes up in the pump, you can go to OG mode, still nothing comes up, you can go to bonk, see if it's ever been done on bonk. If nothing comes up, go to pump, and still nothing has ever came up. So this is completely OG, but also it doesn't matter if something is OG because it can still just be a fucking dog shit coin. That's a quick way you can check if something's OG, and you know, make sure you're buying into something that is good and not complete dog shit. Now another huge thing that I see a lot of new traders doing is trading off tracked wallets. And trading off tracked wallets is gonna get you rinsed every single time. I'm not even joking. Every single time you trade off a tracked wallet's influence, you are gonna lose money. So what I mean by trading off a tracked wallet is buying into a certain meme coin that you see one of your track wallets buying into. So say for a coin like this is a perfect example. This is Cooker right here, and this is just a complete Cooker bundled scam. You might think Cooker is a good trader, you might think he's one of the goats, but buying on top of Cooker will get you cooked. I'm not even joking. This guy's going to destroy you. Now we can just see what happens to this chart. I already know what's going to happen to this chart. It's going to 1 wick down to 0 because, you know, just classic Cooker dog shit. And what happened is exactly what I knew what would happen. You know, this is just a classic Cooker crime chart right here. So if you're ever tracking these big KOLs that you think are really good at trading and all these really crazy people with a bunch of fucking motion, so you buy on top of them, you know, you might see a chart like that and you might be like, damn, this shit's only up tech, Cooker's holding a fuck ton of it, he must be really bullish. But that is just completely wrong. You know, he's just out there to take your bread, he's out there to take your money on, which is some lame shit to do. I hate shit like this, bro, but I'm gonna try and, you know, make people more aware of this because I never want nobody I know to lose any money on some shit like this. But we're going to go over a lot of wallets that you might be tracking to just stay away from because they're going to crime you. Now let's say you see a chart like this shit is only up tech, you see a bunch of your track wallets aping into it, it's going crazy, only up tech. But then we see a wallet like Mr. DV himself aping in a band at 92k. Now why is this such a bad sign for the chart? Because DV is a on-chain destructor. DV is 100% of the time going to nuke on your shit for a couple of $100, and once people see a DV sell, they get scared. It's the same effect with Cupsy. Once people see a DV or a Cupsy sell, they're gonna sell as well because they get scared. People are even gonna sell on a DV and Cupsy buy because once they sell, they're scared. A lot of good traders full clip after they see these people buy into the coin because they get scared. And it's not a bitch thing to do. A lot of people try and paint the picture that like, if you're selling after a certain KOL buys, you're a fucking bitch, like you're part of the problem, all this shit. But I completely disagree, bro. Every single time I'm in a coin and I see somebody like Cupsy, Cooker, Insider, all these big KOLs, all these big people in the space, after they buy on top of me, or if I buy into a coin and then I see them below me in the coin, I'm gonna sell it because their sell is going to nuke the chart. They have a lot of smart money in it. They have a lot of people, a lot of copy traders, a lot of exit liquidity in this meme coin. So their copy traders can be seen as multi-wallets, shit like that, because it's just a fuck ton of people buying it at a certain price after one person, and once they sell, it's gonna nuke that shit. And this is no shade towards any KOLs. I respect it. If I had a fuck ton of motion like that and I could just buy into something and watch it 3x every time and full clip it, shit, I would do it too. But I don't have that, and not many people have that. But also, it is a very scummy way to make money, what a lot of these big KOLs and streamers do. They're taking advantage of it, which you can't blame them for. These people that are constantly giving these big KOLs money, you know, they don't learn their lesson. But I'm gonna be here to try and, you know, teach you and help you avoid all this fuckery, because the big P&Ls on Twitter might, you know, impress you. It might be like, fuck, certain person is making a lot of money, so maybe I can be like that, but it's not the case. You know, they're just gonna use you as a EL. So I'm gonna try and help everybody stay away from these type of people. When we're trying to all get rich, bro. We're trying to make money. We're not trying to extract. We're trying to get rich, bro. But to sum up the tracking wallets, I would recommend tracking wallets, but only for the reason of avoiding wallets. So only track wallets if you see a couple of tracked wallets in a meme coin that you're interested in. Just use it as an indicator to stay away from the meme coin, even if it does 100x later and you're like, fuck, I should have just bought it, I was being a bitch. Trust me, in the long run it's going to save you. You know, don't get into that habit onto buying on top of volume, onto buying on top of, you know, any people that might influence you to buy anything. Now, another very easy way to avoid getting rugged and losing it all, and this is very, very simple, so I'm just going to throw it in there real quick, is just by checking the top holders on the actual front page. So on the final stretch right here, I see a coin, Jerry Mouse, and I can already tell it's a rug. I haven't even clicked on it yet, but I can already tell it's a rug, and the way I know that is by looking at the top holders. If the top holder wallet distribution is 13% and everything about it is perfect, you know, everything is green, the bundle is green, 0 insiders, 0 snipers, you know, the top holder is green, everything is perfect. Something is too good, then it's very bad. The top holders distribution is 13%. This is split amongst millions of wallets. So if we click on the coin, you can already see just by this chart, this is a full rug. And if you can't tell this is a rug by looking at the chart, you will be able to in a second. I'm going to tell you how to tell. So just from the little dev buy candle right here, you can see the dev buy, it 1 wicks to 10k, and it's just a 1 candle straight up to 10k with a dev buy. So that's already a very bad sign. It's a sign of a bundle getting in. If a dev is buying $400 of a coin with a dev buy, it is not going to 1 wick the coin up to 10k. This is multiple wallets in 1 candle, and you can just tell by the chart going only up. So this is a very easy way to tell a coin is a complete scam. And also the bubble maps, this might look like a clean bubble map to you, but it's not. If all the bubbles are the exact same size and there's millions of them spread out, see all these same size, same size, same size, they're all the exact same size in the bubble map, and this is just a scam. It's a bunch of Chinese cabal. It's a huge cabal, bro. Stay away from this shit. Stay away from any coin or chart like that. It's very easy to tell, very easy to learn and avoid. Now, another huge question I get is what fees should I use depending on my trading balance? And this is honestly another hard question to answer because I don't know what your balance is. I don't know if you're trading with 1 SOL, 5 SOL, 0.1, 0.5, 20 SOL, 100 SOL. I don't know what your trading balance is, but I'm going to give you the best fees depending on all of your trading sizes. So if you're trading with 0.5 SOL, 1 SOL, 2 SOL, 3 SOL, these fees that I have up on the screen right now are the best fees you will find if you're trading with, you know, 1 to 5 SOL, 1 to 10 SOL. For the preset 1, the buy settings, the buy slippage is 35%, the priority fee is 0.001, and the same exact amount for the bribe fee. And for the mev mode, it's on reduce, it's not on secure. The difference between reduced and secure is secure will make sure you do not ever get meved, so the buying time will be super slow. It is sending your buyer through multiple processes to make sure you don't get meved, so you're gonna have very slow entries if your shit is on secure, but it's also probably the best thing to do if you're doing very big buys. If you're doing a 5 SOL buy, I would keep it on secure. Reduce, you have a very low chance of getting meved, but it's still possible. I have been meved multiple times using reduced, but still it's a very, very low chance, and you know, 99% of the time you're not going to get meved. So if you're doing 1 SOL, 2 SOL buys, I would just use reduced. And for the off mode, it's just, you know, you're gambling. You're just praying to God every time you buy into any coin, you're praying to God you don't get meved. You're trading off hopes and dreams. And for the sell settings, I do have a faster one. It's on 0.01. And that is pretty much just to get me out of the coin as fast as possible. If I'm scalping, I want to get that top fill. I want to get the best exit entry. You know, I want to be out of that shit instantly, bro. If I want to buy into a coin, you know, it can be, I don't have to get the greatest fill. I mean, I would like to, but it's fine. If I'm selling a coin, I want to be out of it as soon as I press that sell button. I don't want to be waiting because everybody is looking to sell. That's the most important part. You have to buy a coin, but the second most important part about it is selling it, bro. You got to take your money back. So you got to be able to get out of that shit quick as fuck. And for the slippage, 70% also, I just want to be out of it instantly. High the slippage pretty much just means how far along the candle you want to get out. So if I'm selling on this red candle right here and I have 100% slippage and I press sell, it's going to get me out at the top of the red candle. If I have 20% slippage, it's probably going to fill me down here at the bottom of the candle. So just all slippage means is how far along the certain candle you're on currently it's gonna take you out of the coin. Now for the fees, if you're trading in a low port, 0.1 sol, 0.5 sol, these are probably the perfect fees because you're spending no money on fees at all. Now you have both of the MEV modes already off. You have the slippage very low, 20% on the buy, 20% on the sell. For the buy settings, you just want to spam these fucking zeros, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. You can have 100 zeros. If you're trading with 0.1, 0.5 sol, you can spam 10 zeros and then put a 1 at the end. You do have to put a 1 at the end of your fees, otherwise your buy won't go through. But you can just spam, you know, 0.00000 and then put a 0.1 at the end, and your buy will go through pretty fast as well. And just do the same shit for the bribe fee. It really doesn't matter. If you're trading with low ports, then it don't matter at all. And those are probably the best fees, you know. Preset 1, you can use this preset, use this fees for however much fucking sol you want to trade with, bro. If you want to trade with 10, 20, 30 sol, this preset is perfect. You know, these fees are fine. I've done it all. I've done 5 sol, 10 sol buys with these fees, and it's gone through perfectly every time. I've got my best fills. 0.1 sol with these fees, it's all the same shit. And I think that's pretty much just about all of it. I think I've covered most of the important stuff to get you started in the trenches. If you guys want, I can make a follow-up video talking more in depth on how I scan and shit I would buy, you know, make a very in-depth video on that. But I do have a 1 sol challenge, 2 videos of me doing a 1 sol challenge and live trading on my channel. So if you want to check those out, you can. There's a part 1 and part 2. Part 3 will be coming out soon, and I do also stream on YouTube me live trading. So if you want to check those out, man, just subscribe, turn on them noties, and you can see me live trading. Come in, ask any of the questions you feel like. There's no stupid questions. Yeah, we can pull up, try and get rich and make some money on. I appreciate you brodies pulling up. If you have any questions, comment them or join my Discord. Peace out, brodies.